Alright folks, today we have a 2003 Chevy Malibu. And let's start this up, and I believe it's got, here's the mileage, 99,433 miles, so just a touch under 100,000 miles. Alright, as you can see, it's got a decent amount of options: power windows, power locks, climate control, CD player, radio, and it is an automatic. So first thing we'll do is we'll start off with just check out our windows. That window works up and down. Got our passenger side rear. Now the driver's side rear window does not work. It is not operating. However, the most important window of them all is, of course, your driver's side window, and it's always nice to have that one working properly. Alright, the next thing we got is our power mirrors. You can see there. Moving it back and forth. And switch it over to the other mirror. You can see that one works as well. Okay, and you can hear our horn there. Next thing we got is a radio. And you can see our radio works. CD player, I don't know if it works or not. I don't have a CD. Get our air going here. Turn our AC on. And that's blowing nice and cold. On a day like today, though, you won't really need it because it's a little cool out. So what we'll do, since we can actually do this now, it's not summertime anymore, is I'll switch it over and we will check our heat here. Alright. Alright, yeah, the heat's working nice. Get it nice and toasty in here in a little bit. But it's not that cold out, so we don't need the heat yet. Alright, so as you can see, like I said, decent amount of options. You got your cruise control, power windows, power locks, radio, all that stuff. The next thing we'll do is we'll take a look at the motor. So let me open this up. And I'll try to speak up because I know these guys are working across from us. It's a 3.1 liter V6 motor. What I'm going to do now is just put the camera down next to it, let you guys kind of get a look around. And I'll shut up so you guys can hear how the motor actually sounds. Alright, now I'll rev the engine up a little bit. Go look at the underside of the hood here, nice and clean. And as well as the edge here. Alright. As you can tell, the motor, as you would expect with under 100,000 miles, sounds good, runs good. No issues there. What we'll do now is we'll check over the body and the tire depth on our little tire gauge here. So let me close the hood. Tire gauge in here. That's not. Check depth here. Alright. Where are they? 30 seconds. We got about a little less than 30 seconds on the front. Let's go to the rear tire here. Tread there. Let me try that again. I don't think I'm getting it. There we go. Right. And it's got, that one's got a little over 630 seconds. So they're about the same, front and rear on the driver's side. Let's check this side here. All right. And that one's again got a little over 630 seconds on the other rear tire, the passenger side rear. And now we'll do the other front tire. All right. And again, it's got about 730 seconds on the front. So they're all right around 6 or 730 seconds. So now what we'll do is we'll take a look at the interior of the car. And the interior is in okay shape, I would say. It's not been damaged really. There's a little bit of staining and stuff, you know, dirt around the floor. But really overall it's in pretty good shape. You know, a little wear and tear, but really it's not too bad. So let's start here with our passenger seat. See that, and I'll get you down to the floor, and you can see it's got a little staining around. Definitely someone, you know, drove it. And you see the dashboard's all intact. Sometimes those get beat up, but this one's, you know, everything's intact. Not missing any knobs or anything. And your armrest here is mostly intact. There's a strange, looks like a burn hole right smack in the middle of it, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. And it folds up, of course, and you have a nice extra storage space in there. All right, so next thing we'll do is we'll get a look at the door panel here. And again, door panel's in really nice shape. Nothing's missing. There's no cracks, no signs of any kind of wear and tear on the door here. And now we'll look at our door jambs. Nice and clean, and there's always a good kind of sign on the vehicle when you check lower down on the door, especially to see if there's any kind of corrosion or issues like that. And as you can see, this one's in pretty good shape. All right, now let's take a look at the rear here. All right, and our rear seat. And the back of our passenger seat, you see, is in pretty good shape. And again, like on the front, there's a little staining around on the floor, but really not too bad. There's no holes, nothing like that. You know, pretty good shape. I'll get you a look kind of up the door jamb and around here. Through the door. And down low. And like I said, you know, it kind of gives you a good idea of any kind of issues with corrosion on the vehicle, and this one's pretty clean on this side as well. Alright, so let's work our way around here. Actually, before we do the inside, let's check out the trunk. You know, our power release inside the car does, you know, work. It just popped the trunk for me there, and I'll give you a good look around. This red box, it's like they might have had a fire extinguisher there, and this is actually got a little holder connecting it to the trunk. These are those kind of hazard, triangular hazard signs that you can put up. So whoever had this had some kind of roadside emergency kit set up for it. But those are kind of stuck in the car, so you get those for free when you get the car, I guess. A good amount of space. You do have the, I guess that 60-40 split seats there. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it a little bit. In case you need that extra space, we can fold it out. Alright, next thing I'll do is we'll open this thing up and see what's going on in our trunk here. All right, and as you can see, there's our spare tire. It looks like it's a donut, you know, just a temporary use spare. I don't know if you can see that, but underneath, get this up, is your jack and all the tools. It does have the tire iron, if you will, the you know, lug nut wrench as well. So everything, you know, you'll need. Hopefully you won't need it, but it's always nice to have just in case. All right, we'll kind of get a look at the edges around here. All right, and on the trunk itself, you can see it's in pretty good shape. Not much going on there. All right. Back to the inside here. And again, a look at our seats. And again, they're, you know, in pretty decent shape. You know, nice, simple gray cloth seat. You know, nothing fancy, nothing damaged here. And really, the only issue is there's just a little bit of staining on the floor, and you know that just comes from hopping in and out of your car, especially, you know. Maybe if you're like me and always have dirty boots on. But overall, in pretty good shape. Here's a shot of the rear of the driver's seat. And next we'll do the door jamb. To the other side here. Alright, back up. Alright, underneath. So there you go. There's a look at the door jamb and our driver's side. So let me pull our plastic mat out of here. And here's a look at our seat. I think, yep. Like I said, everything's pretty good shape. You got your floor mat there, and the side of the seat. Alright, and again, our middle console, you know, like I said, everything, you know, it's not missing any knobs, not missing anything. Everything appears to work. The AC, the heat, the radio. And of course, it's always nice when everything is, you know, still in decent shape. You know, sometimes, like I said, a lot of these are always worn, headrests, stuff like that. But this one, you know, everything appears to be pretty. Everything is in pretty good shape. All right, so let's get a look at the door jamb. Stick my floor mat back in here, and now the next part was we'll just kind of go over the exterior of the vehicle. Alright, and we'll start right here, and this is the driver's side. You can see looks like something, get a good angle here, we're not getting too much glare. Right here you see a scratch on the vehicle, and that's really the only part. Right here, the only part where there's any kind of real damage. You know, it might have another little scratch or anything, but that's the only one that's real significant. And again, you get a shot of the wheel well. You see that's nice and clean, no rust bubbles or rot starting anywhere. All right, we'll go up, get a look at the hood, or the roof, I mean. All right, and now to our door. Passenger rear door. Alright. Again, our wheel well down here. Our trunk, there's the trunk lid. There's a little, oh, it's a little ding. It's kind of tough to see with the camera. You probably might not even notice if you're standing 5 feet away from the car, but I like to try to give you guys a good idea of how the car looks. It's not something noticeable, but there's a little spot right there. It's just got a little ding. Alright, a shot of our tail lights and our rear bumper. And you can see on the bumper, it's definitely bumped into a few things in the rear here. Let me get a close up here. There's on this side in particular. Alright, what I'll do now is just try to give you a shot underneath. Okay, now coming around here, now this is on the passenger side, the rear panel here. There's a little bit of a scratch and a ding right there, really nothing major. You know, overall the shape, you know, the body of the car is in pretty good shape. A couple little dings and scratches. Other than that one spot on the other quarter panel up front, there's not really any kind of paint damage, any kind of issue like that where you know, have any paint coming off. There's one little chip on the other side, and that's really it. The paint's in pretty good shape, nice and shiny. Of course, it's silver. Seems like most Malibus are silver, but or tan. I've seen a lot of tan ones too, I guess. Okay, here's our other door panel. You know, nothing wrong. Our molding's there. Nothing really going on there. That looks good. Their front fender here. Again, our wheel well looks nice and clean, no corrosion, no kind of issues there. Alright, let's get you a good look at the hood. The hood's in really nice shape, not even any little chips or anything, you know, from gravel or whatnot on the very front edge, so it really looks pretty clean up front. Get you a good look up here at the front. Little, that's just a little dust. It's nothing. Alright, and the front bumper again, looks like they bumped into a few things. You'll see. Get you a good look at the front bumper. Alright, all the way around. Alright, folks. So let me back up and get you a good idea of the car. And there you go, a 2003 Chevy Malibu with 99,000 miles, 99,463, and it does have a 3.1 liter V6. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick walk around and then we'll take it out on the road. Alright, next stop, we'll take it out on the road. Alright folks, now we're going to take this car out on the road. This is a 2003 Chevy Malibu. Alright, so let's start it up. I like to, you know, I had it running for about 15 minutes, so it got nice and warm. And now we'll start it warm as before where we started it cold. This kind of gives you, you know, maybe indicates maybe something else with the car. So they always like to do this for you guys. Alright, I'm going to try, let me take my hat off, try to keep my big head out of the way of the camera. But now we'll just take it out on the road, get it up to about 50-55 miles an hour, and we'll see how it does. And of course, as soon as I'm ready to pull out, all these cars come through. So, 1 second here. Alright. Alright. folks, as you can see, all the way up nice and smooth, all the way up to 55 miles an hour. My hands are off the wheel, going straight down the road. So, you know, the car's track's nice and straight. And, you know, it's a pretty smooth, pretty comfortable ride. You know, for something like this. So what we're going to do now is turn around, and then on the way back we're going to give it a good brake check. Alright, and the same thing, guys, I'll be nice and quiet so you guys can hear. What we'll do is, you know, step on the gas, get it up to about, like I said, 55 miles an hour. And like you can see, we're going about 55 right now, tracking once you get on the straight stretch, nice and straight down the road. My hands are off the wheel, so no issue there. Like I said earlier, we're going to do a brake check next. So I'll pull in this lot and then we'll get you an idea of how the car brakes. If you want to keep your eye on the steering wheel, see if it swings one way or the other, you know, left or right, that kind of gives you an indication of any issues there, you know, if the car's pulling one way or the other. So let me get off the road here. And what we'll do, hands off the wheel. It looks like I missed all the gravel that time. But as you can see, hands off the wheel, nice and easy stop on the car. Let's see if I can go over this bump here. And we'll get it back across the street into the lot here, and give you one last walk around. All right, folks, as you saw, real smooth right up to 55 miles an hour. You know, no issues as far as the car pulling left or right, and the brakes stopped it nice and easy in a straight line. And next thing we'll do is I'll take you for one last check around the car. All right. And again, this is a 2003 Chevy Malibu. 2003 Chevy Malibu, 99,000, I believe, 643 miles on it. All right. As you see, the body's really, you know, good shape. That's our only real issue is this. I'll try to get you one last close-up. Just a scratch. In one spot where the paint kind of flaked off a little, but other than that, the car looks pretty good. So let me back up, give you one last look. 2003 Chevy Malibu. Thanks for watching, folks, and hope to hear from you soon.